If anyone out there's got some contacts at Puma, let them know that they just need to put this midsole in all their shoes and they'll have the best shoes on the market. So testing's complete and the scores are in, and this is the full review of the Puma Velocity Nitro 4. And with the specs, so this one is a neutral road running shoe, certainly in that lightweight, versatile daily trainer category. Now you're going to be able to pick it up in Australia for a crazy $180 and only $140 in the US. Now in the lightweight package here, especially for a training shoe, so only 225 grams or 7.9 ounces, and that's this shoe, a US 8.5, and in the stack, 36 in the rear, 26 in the front, and that's going to give us a 10mm drop. Now for the scores, value-wise, this shoe is unmatched. At $180, it is ridiculous. It is outperforming shoes that are 50, 60, 70, 80, even $100 more expensive than it. It represents amazing value, 10 out of 10. And in the weight, again, only 225 grams, under 80 ounces for a training shoe. Again, that's pretty crazy. Really impressed, 9 out of 10. And in the upper, so the material that they're using here is what they call a engineered knit. Now, surprisingly, this knit material that they're using, it's a little thick, and I'm surprised that they've used it in such a lightweight shoe. So, because it is so thick, the breathability could be better. Solid heel counter at the back, a little Achilles flare, surprisingly a plush amount of padding around the heel collar, but I'm not complaining there. Pretty thin tongue here, which has got a mini little gusset on it. The tongue is lightly padded, and I appreciate how the tongue is cut at the top. A nice little wing fit, so it sits nicely on top of the foot. Standard eyelets down either side. You can do the runner's knot. I've had no issues with these laces coming undone. Now in the lockdown department, so through the midfoot, I think I was a little bit put off when I first put this shoe on, but now I've absolutely grown to love it. I think it is the best midfoot lockdown probably on the market. It's super secure, especially on the inside here. Absolutely love it. No heel slippage in the back. In the fit though, it's still a little bit weird. So I'm going to say true to size in the length. The toe box volume is low, and with this low toe box volume, it probably appears that the shoe is quite narrow. But saying that, with the low volume in the toe box and just the shape of the toe box, and the feeling of it being narrow, I haven't had any irritation whatsoever. I think it may just look funny. Build quality, so you can notice a step down in the quality of materials when comparing against the other Puma models, but still no issues here. Stepping comfort, really nice. Now for the scores, I think the fit does need to be refined a little bit. I'd love to see a little bit more of a lightweight mesh used in it, just to improve the breathability of the shoe. But overall, not too bad here. Pretty happy, 7.5 out of 10. And in the outsole, well, of course, they're using the market leading Puma grip. So the Puma grip on the bottom of this shoe is really thick. So probably one of the thickest that I've seen Puma use. However, that's there just to boost the durability up in the shoe. They've been smart where they've placed it though. It's beautifully segmented off. So not constricting this midsole whatsoever. So it still maintains this flexibility. It adds durability to the ride, takes nothing away from the ride. Performance-wise, we all know what Puma grip is. It is excellent. No issues in the wet, no issues in the dry. And as I said, durability through the roof with this outsole. So for the scores, no complaints here, 9.5 out of 10. And in the midsole, so the foam they're using here is their Nitro foam. So nitrogen injected foam. This is the good stuff though. So I believe it is the same type of foam that they're using in their race shoes. So the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. So if you love that foam, you're gonna love this. So it's that ATP U foam. Only got the good stuff here. It's not mixed with another EVA based foam or a substandard foam. They've just given us pretty much a little slab of super foam here, so no complaints from me. No plate or anything in the shoe, rigidity wise, it's quite a flexible shoe. Bit of twist in the shoe, obviously that translates into the ride as well. In the geometry department, going to say not really much of a forefoot rocker here. It's quite a traditional shape in the geometry, but there's certainly no slappiness in the ride. And in the ride, well, if you watch my first impressions review, I did describe this ride as lively, springy, and you could probably tell that I enjoyed it just a little bit. Now, has my opinion changed on the ride? Well, it has slightly, because I no longer just enjoy the shoe, I love the shoe. So I think this is probably one of the best rides that I have got in rotation currently, and that is when I'm comparing it against super shoes as well. It's also the cheapest shoe that I've got in rotation, and it's also the shoe that I'm still testing that I probably get most excited about before I run. It is amazing. So yes, springy, energetic, responsive, but it's got some softness, it's got a good amount of bounce, it's super versatile, it feels great to go slow in, it feels great to go fast in, it feels super nimble on the foot, it encourages a really natural stride, so it's not really rigid, nice and flexible, it's not unstable at all. I have nothing bad to say about this ride. This foam is just ridiculous. I'm absolutely in love with it. $180 shoe. The ride is one of the best shoes on the market. Amazing. 9.5 out of 10. And best shoes, well, this has to be one of the most versatile shoes on the market as well. It feels great no matter what pace that you put into it. So easy days, it's good to go. It's still soft enough if you want to use it for a recovery shoe, but I'd probably want a little bit more foam underfoot. But yeah, it's still soft enough to take all the panning out of the road. It can handle all types of pace that you put into it. So if you want to go tempo, your steady efforts, even all the way up to threshold, I'd race a park run in this shoe. It wouldn't bother me whatsoever. So what it does lack though, it's gonna lack a carbon plate type responsiveness, because it is just a little bit too flexible. But if you're looking for a budget race shoe that you don't like carbon plates, you want a little lightweight snappy shoe, then this obviously is a great option there. Who is this shoe best for? Well, I think most neutral runners will get along with this shoe. If you kind of like those lightweight daily trainers, I think this one is still now the pick of the bunch. I do think that heavier runners may not get the most out of this foam. You may squish through the foam or may bottom it out a little bit too easily, but I do still think that the foam is resilient enough though, just to handle most people. So yeah, really easy one to recommend here. Obviously, if you need a lot of stability, I'd probably stay away from it because it is such a flexible shoe. So some other options out there if you are considering this one. So the first one I'll mention is the New Balance Rebel V5. So another lightweight daily trainer, pretty good price point, but it's still, what, $60 more expensive than this shoe. Very versatile ride. Next one I'll mention is the Nike Pegasus Plus. So again, that's got a full slab of ZoomX on the bottom. Again, nice, flexible, versatile, light and springy ride. However, that shoe is $80 more expensive than this shoe. And the last one I'll mention is the Hoka Mach 6. So that shoe, again, nice and lightweight, smooth, versatile shoe. But in Australia, again, that shoe is $80 more expensive than this shoe. And that shoe, I will say, it's probably a little bit more supportive as well, especially through the arch area. Just to give you an indication of how good this shoe is, the shoes that I've just mentioned that I put it up against as other options, they're all, what, $60, $80 more expensive than it. This shoe even outperforms shoes that are more than $100 more expensive than it. The foam in this shoe, this ATPU that Puma are using, so this, and it's also featured in the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite, it is perfect. So I think it's the best foam on the market. It's just got the right amount of softness, the right amount of spring, the right amount of responsiveness, and it's so lightweight. And Puma have showed here that they can throw it in the shoe and keep the price down. So Puma are putting all other brands on notice. Imagine if Puma put this foam in all their range now. And no, don't mix it with the other foams, but just put this foam in all their shoes. They are going to be the market leader, hands down. They've already nailed the grip. They have nailed the foam. They just need to use it in the rest of their lineup, and Puma would be head and shoulders above all the other brands in my opinion, because this foam is crazy. For the way I run, this is the best foam on the market. For $180, of course this shoe is 100% a definite buy, and as you can see by the scores, this has now topped the leaderboard and is the #1 shoe and the highest score that I have ever given out in my reviews. So I don't know what else to say, but if you haven't got a pair of these yet, go out and buy a pair. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Any questions you've got regarding this shoe, how it relates to anything else, hit me up in the comments. If anyone out there has got some contacts at Puma, let them know that they just need to put this midsole in all their shoes and they'll have the best shoes on the market. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to watch the leaderboard, and we'll see you next time.